Shine Tyler Courtney, and the results have shown it. He's had an incredible 2023 season. Certainly caught my attention doing some homework when I noted that he would be a part of that team, and a nice gesture also by Taylor.
So first group coming out onto the racetrack, Connor Wolf behind the wheel of the 1G car, joining us out here along with the number 9 of Wes Pinkerton. Kenny Johnson, the number 46, located down here just underneath the flag stand, or just past the flag stand. Had an opportunity to talk to the 46 team earlier on down in the pit area and found out they actually, last night he had a little bit of a mishap and backed it into the fence. When he did so, they had some power plant damage, so it hurt the engine on that. So they are down on power for the number 46. But he said, hey, we came all the way from Bethany, Connecticut to race the Driven to Save Lives BC39. We're going to put every lap in we can. So coming out here with that Jeff Johnson, our number 46 car. And the understanding that I got from is they are actually building a couple more midgets for next season. We might be seeing more of them out here with the NOS Energy Drink National Midget Series.
Oh, good. Several of these drivers really showed some speed throughout. Obviously, Matt Westphal, a very accomplished driver. I thought at time Wes Pinkerton looked pretty strong, so we'll see what happens in the first C when we get down to the serious business of racing.
Also have Adam Andretti out here. He's behind the wheel of the Ultimate Headers number 44 car that is directly underneath the flag stand, actually in our shadow from high atop the NOS Energy Drink Tower of Powers. We're giving him some shade to sit in, but the regular with the Trans Am Series has run sports cars, Indy Pro, NASCAR, Stadium Super Trucks, so quite the accomplished racer coming out here to run midgets with us.
Yeah, we mentioned yesterday that one of his very first races was a mini cup that was owned by 2023 USAC Hall of Fame inductee Terry Lingner of Thursday night and Saturday night Thunder fame raced at the Major Taylor Velodrome here in Indianapolis. So good to have Adam with us. I spent some time with Randy Pankratz today from a great racing family. Got a flat, and that certainly caused some problems, but she'll be in action in car number 8.
Yeah, the Atascadero, California racer. Good to have her out here with us. Picked up a couple sprint car wins this season. Looking to get her third. She went 2 in a row. Was looking for her third. I'm having trouble with my headset here. I'll be right back with you, Pat.
I do that all the time. Kevin Thomas Jr., we talked with Davey Jones, his crew chief, said, it's a matter of luck here and there. Trying to get a little bit of luck. He'll be driving car number 1. And we've also had a lot of conversations about the Midwest Thunder Series, the D2 Series, which has a really nice schedule. They've got a couple of races left, 3 on the card. We'll see how that plays out in a good points battle. But Aaron Leffel, a guy who had great success in the Midwest Thunder ranks, putting together championships there, he's also in the 11L.
Yeah, coming out here and joining us, and again, we've got a great series. We see him often throughout the course of the season, a lot of times in support with the Amsoil USAC National Sprint Cars. And just a tremendous field. A lot of good people out here, a very good vibe in the pit area. For those of you out here in the stands, you know that if you're in the pits or walk through the pits. But if you're watching online, you definitely want to make plans to come out here and join them next year here at the Driven to Save Lives BC39. It's a good time. A lot of drivers going over and having their photo taken on the bricks today. I'm cut loose here. Group number 1. Well, checkered flag is out. It's going to be, was the number 54 of Matt Westphal, but Kenny Johnson just blazed through there with a 12.608 for the 46 car.
Yeah, Matt Westphal had it for a time there until the very end. Matt, a former Neymar's midget champion, that coming back in 1998. Adam Andretti, and a winner this year in the USAC East Coast Sprint Car Series, Preston Latimus, the 23, 4th fastest overall.
Yeah, Lewis, Delaware racer in the Hot Rod coming out here to join us at Spike Chassis with Stanton SR11X. So Kenny Johnson, the quickest in group number 1 of a few. I don't know the exact count on the groups. I think we're going to see probably 4 groups coming out here at least. Getting set to bring out our second cluster. This will be the first night that we actually, other than the practice session we had on night number 2, I guess it was, we lost practice night.
We did. We
got rained out on that one and unfortunately lost the Stoops Pursuit that night, so everything was kind of pushed a little bit. We did see all the cars on the track 2 nights ago for a practice session, but we've only been racing half the field, so 35 cars first night, basically 35 the next night. But again, 72 cars checked in, so I guess it was 36 and 36. But now this is the first night we're going to have them all racing together. So we have got a slew of hot rods. Here's the number 1 of Kevin Thomas Jr. We're talking about that Westside Tractor Sales Inc., our Tractor Sales Company number 1 car coming out here. A beautiful race car that went together just for this race, or just to start this race, I should say, but about a month in the production, we're going to call it.
And again, Davy Jones was talking today, saying they've been fast, just need a little bit of luck, and it's been lost a little bit, but KTJ is a former USAC NOS Energy Drink National Midget Rookie of the Year.
Name you know from the NASCAR Cup Series, has also run with the a number of other different series, but Josh Bilicki out of Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, in the Stealth chassis. Gertie Chevrolet powered number 7 C car from the Ramco Speed Group. He's just behind Kevin Thomas Jr. Just behind, underneath the flag stand, the 118 car, and that's Scott Evans out of Rome, Texas, up here to race with us. And then that 11L you were talking about earlier on.
That's Aaron Leffel from Springfield, Ohio.
This is Randy Pankratz out here at the number 8 car. Now, those 2 8 cars look very similar. The 8 that was out before was actually being scored as the 8X. That's Jeff Schindler out of Evansville, Indiana. This is Randy Pankratz in the 8 car that's out on the racetrack as we speak. And then behind her, the 5S car, the racer out of Columbia City, Indiana. That's Scott Orr in the 5S.
And as we documented yesterday, or the day before, Scott Orr, a very accomplished racer, particularly has had great success in the modifieds, but he's been in sprint cars, midgets, etc. for a number of years.
And then just behind the 5S is the 5J, that of Josh Hodge out of Brownsburg, Indiana. So Hodge, a longtime racer, and then a hiatus, and then back to racing again. So primarily in the sprint cars out here in Indiana area. So we'll cut them loose. This is group number 2. Number to beat, a 12.608. Uh-oh. 11L car doesn't sound too good there for Aaron Leffel. Might be all right. Got Chevy Ecotech underneath the hood. He is down a cylinder. Checkered flag out on group number 2, and KTJ, Kevin Thomas Jr., that beautiful number 1 car, goes into the number 1 spot with the 12.393, 12.393 for Kevin Thomas Jr. Kenny Johnson bumped down to second quick. Randy Pankratz is third quick, the 12.623. Matt Westfall fourth quick. Scott Evans, the 118 car, rounding out the top 5.
And Josh Bilicki, who has been on the larger tracks here at this facility, to the 12.908 and 7C car.
So I'll bring out our next group onto the racetrack, and we should, if we're coming out in order here, which I believe we are, should see Keith Roush out of Broomfield, Colorado, behind the wheel of the number 27 car joining us. Brady Bacon, the Macho Man, last night, that car would not fire for him. My goodness, did they have trouble with that. 21H car not able to fire off and was not able to start actually pretty much anything last night.
No, and he threw his hands in the air. That's a little demonstrative for Brady, so that's frustration there. Nick Drake should be out in the 55D, former National Focus Midget Champion.
Pittsburgh, Indiana racer Don O'Keefe, the 99, the 9P of Kevin Cook out of Winchester, Indiana. Mark McMahill out of Peoria, Illinois, behind the wheel of 10C. And then the 99K, Robert Carson, Concord, California racer, 22P, Atlanta Brooks. We talked about that car change. Yep. He's behind the wheel of the 22P. He will start at the tail of the C. But again, looking for those laps.
Robert Carson, a former BCRA midget champion, Concord, California, 99K.
We talked about Robert Carson coming out here, and actually his teammate as well. A beautiful, beautiful Lock Enterprises cars, and Lock Enterprises, Carson Seeger Racing, but that is a longtime car owner. They had Silver Crown cars, I believe, in the past, and everything else. And that look, they've always had really, really nice looking cars. And there's your example sitting down there, the 99K car, and the 99 on the other side. So we'll fire off group number 3. Number to beat, Kevin Thomas Jr., 12.393, 12.393. We're almost down to the quickest laps we've seen turned out here. I believe 11.9 is about where we are. We don't have a track record for this racetrack because we've never qualified here. It's always been a pill draw. Set up for the Driven to Save Lives BC39. Shout out and a thank you to all the push trucks coming up here to help us out as well. Very efficient getting our cars started and making this show move along. We appreciate them. So many things that happen behind the scenes that you're not aware of that make these shows go off.
Lights are going out. Everybody, lights are going out.
Checkered flag coming out on that hot lap session. Dirt Draft Hot Laps, and Macho Man Brady Bacon goes atop the field at 12.060, 12.060 for the Daredevil Brewing 21H car. Whatever was plaguing him last night is not plaguing him tonight.
It's not. He's got a lot of work to do, but he's a capable hand and can get it done.
Kevin Thomas Jr. bumped down to second quick. Nick Drake third quick overall. And sounds like Drake has caught up to Kevin Thomas Jr.
I have indeed, and as you just mentioned, currently second in the Dirt Draft Hot Laps, and everybody is possibly looking at Kevin Thomas Jr. to eat some soup today. He's going to start on the outside of the front row for the first C main event. Kevin, you've had speed all week, just not enough luck to go with it. Do you think you're going to find the happy combination of both those and make a run into tonight's feature event?
Well, I hope so, or it's going to be a short day. And, you know, we got a good race car, and the track's looking like it's going to be pretty good and racy. So I feel like we're going to have the opportunity to pass. It's just whether or not you get caught in some bad stuff or you make the most out of an opportunity. So I feel like we got the car, and if we can make all the right moves behind the wheel, I think we can get her into the A. But, there's going to be a lot of good cars to pass and not a lot of time to do it.
Kevin Thomas Jr. once again set to roll from the outside of the front row of tonight's first C main event. He's going to join back with Davy Jones in the bunch to get ready for that.
And Kevin Thomas Jr. told me earlier on today, he said, I'd make it out of the C. He said, really, if I get into about 8th, that'll put me into a good place in an LCQ. He said, I can make her into the big dance.
No, there's no doubt about it. He's talented enough, and again, that's a good car. Just things have not fallen right for the Coleman, Alabama driver.
Let's bring out our next group here for Hot Lap session. Zach Weigel out of Belpre, Ohio's in the 40X car just past the flag stand. Also out here with us, Chris Bowie out of Indianapolis in the 136. 75 AU, Brian Stanfield out of Bakersfield, California. John Heidenreich out of Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania in the 22. Justin Dickerson, Pittsburgh, Indiana racer, 21D car. C.J. Leary, Greenfield, Indiana racer in the 14. And then Blake Brandon out of Morgan Hill, California, now calls Indiana home. He's in the 40B.
Chatted a little bit with Blake and his family today or earlier in the afternoon, and he said he's finding college at Indiana University to be a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, but challenging.
A lot of fun, but challenging. But I have a sense he's enjoying being in college.
Yes. Yep.
And why not?
No, he enjoys what he's doing, too. I think that's
Nice
a big
kid.
part of it. Yeah. So not racing a lot this year, focused on that. We did see him last year quite frequently, actually. Came out and ran Indiana Midget Week with us and some different things from California. But
It's funny because Dad showed me the damage on the car since they got a little mishap, and I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, that's a boo-boo. It doesn't look that bad to me, but that team has always had immaculate race cars. So it just sort of hurts their pride if there's any sort of wrinkle in it.
well, they are straightened out back out here on the racetrack as he passes underneath the flag stand of Brandon Corporation number 40 car, getting set to go in this Dirt Draft Hot Lap session. Brady Bacon to Macho Man. 12:060, the number to beat. That 21H car. So we'll see what we have here in this fourth group for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Looking back through, we should have about 8 groups in all for our Hot Lap session. Don't forget to get your Dirt Draft lineup set. Once racing starts, that's locked down. You cannot make a change to your team. Checkered flag coming out on group number 4. Chris Bowie had a good second lap here, put himself 7th quick overall, but the quickest one out of this group is the 40X car, the Chase McDermott number 40X of Zach Weigel. So Weigel goes second quick overall with a 12.265.
And he finds himself in a C main, and last night he probably, if he did a lap over or things differently, he probably would like to rewind the clock. But he's had a great year with the Midwest Thunder Series, and he showed a lot of speed. And when he was showing that speed, there were a whole lot of people out there in the racing cyberspace who were paying attention, saying, who is that kid?
Yeah, definitely keeping an eye on him last night. And again, he's 16 years old. You keep that in mind. So just a young gun out there behind the wheel of the 40X, but plenty quick. And again, a 12.265 for him. KTJ bumped down to 3rd quick. Nick Drake, the 55D, is 4th quick. Kenny Johnson, now your top 5, as we'll scrub that slate clean and bring out our next group for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. So we move into our B main cars. So these cars will be coming back a little bit later on in the B main. This first one coming out onto the racetrack was our hard charger from night number 1. That's Ferndale, California runner Daniel Whitley. Behind the wheel of the Abacus Racing Indy Custom Stern number 58 car. And then just behind him, his neighbor back here in the pit area, the 25M out of Castro Valley, California, Jake Andriotti.
Kenny Bryson should be out in the 89 machine from Muskogee, Oklahoma. The Shark, Carter Sarf, the 21K from Mason City, Illinois.
Also out on the racetrack, Jacob Denny behind the wheel of the number 25. Rolls down here the Trent Shoring number 25 car, just almost to the flag stand. And then also joining us in this group, Kaylee Bryson out of Muskogee, Oklahoma. Behind the wheel of the number 89 and 97 from Allentown, Pennsylvania, Gavin Miller. Gavin, a very quiet lad. Yes. I walked by the pits today. I was going to talk to him, and he looked like he was focused, so I just left him alone.
Good.
Sometimes that's best. Pushing them off and getting them set to go. Trent Shoring, it looks like celebrating 50 years for Trent Shoring.
Oh, yeah.
See it on the side of the Tom Malloy number 25 car, the Rodella Specialty Fabrication.
Well, and his father, Tom Malloy's father, Emmett Malloy, built Carroll Speedway in Los Angeles. He was in the excavating business and had the likes of Troy Ruttman as a driver, had a beautiful Offenhauser sprint car. Incredible racing history, and Tom Malloy, he just has been ate up with the sport since he was a kid.
Down in turn number 2 on his way down to back straightaway. Give him a big round of applause. That's the 7M of Kyle Jones. Tomorrow is his birthday. So happy birthday to Kyle Jones coming out here. And there's more to that story.
Yeah. His sister.
He has a sister, a twin sister. I did not know that.
Twin sister, and it's going to be her birthday too. I believe her name is Kayla. And we understand that she just worked him over in powder puff racing.
Yeah, she was a wheel person as well. A wheel woman. oh boy. Talk about trading that top spot around. Jacob Denny, the 25 car, there is going to be quickest in this group, a 12.038. 12.038 for Jacob Denny, the 25. Carter Sarf, second quick in the 21K. Kaylee Bryson, third quick in the 89. Daniel Whitley, Jake Andriotti, your top 5. But Kaylee Bryson, good to have her back out here with us in a midget again, as she has done a variety of racing this year.
Yeah, she's been in pavement racing with the Silver Crown Series and done exceptionally well. She's been doing a little bit of endurance racing and turning left and right, and that's been a really good experience for her. And let's see what Drake's got.
Yeah, I think Drake's got a young gun down there in the pit area.
Yeah, and this young gun was a lot of the talk after night number 2 at the Driven to Save Lives BC39. Of course, that is Zach Weigel. Had a bit of a dust-up with Justin Grant. So let's start off with that from your vantage point. What happened?
I think it's pretty simple what happened. I think everybody saw the same thing. I just got fed a big old right rear, and then what happened with our finishing result, that had nothing to do with Justin. That was just, he got in my head, and I threw it in way too hard, and I put me and the team in a hole. But we're all determined to get back out of it, and we're going to make the A-main.
So there's been conversations with Justin Grant, we know, mostly because of this little gift that you received. Now, this is off your race car, but signed by Justin Grant. So what were those conversations between you and Justin like?
He was just telling me, he's a veteran. He's been doing this a long time. He told me the same thing happened to him a long time ago. But it's just, I have to be able to be mentally stronger, and it's just something I got to work on.
You said last night Justin Grant was one of your heroes. Is he still considered one of those people to you?
I don't know about that, but it's still, he's a legend. He's really good at what he does, and he is really good at what he does, and hopefully I can be something like him.
All right, well, Justin Grant once again said, with love, Justin Grant. That's Zach Weigel. He's set to start on the outside of the front row for the second C-main. He could be another driver that can make a good soup run tonight as well.
He could make a good soup run tonight, definitely showing plenty of speed out here as we move into our next group. I tell you, Pat, there's nothing like it. Dirt track racing.
Oh, my God.
It's like racing in the winter. Okay, it's not that quote from the
It's a little bit
but
like the story I told of the dust-up between Justin Grant and Matt Westphal when at Terre Haute, and they'd like each other a lot. And Matt Westphal went down there and said, "Justin, I'm gonna punch you in the nose." And Justin Grant said, "Matt, let me get my helmet off before you hurt your hand." Which led to a conversation, and I said, "Matt, is there bad feelings?" He goes, "Of course not. I don't like to have enemies." He said, "The one thing Justin said to me is, I'd never want to crash someone like you." And that's the situation.
firing up group number 2, Justin Zimmerman to 1Z car, Shelby Hinton behind the wheel of number 4. 19 car, Jason Persley, Brian Wiedemann's out here with the 81 to 1, the 55 and Trevor Klein, and Flying Ron Timms into 67 along with the veteran Gary Taylor to 32. Checkered flag on group number 2 of the B-main cars. Jacob Denny still up top. Jason Persley, the quickest one out of this group. The 19 car goes a 12.106. Carter Sarf bumped down to third quick. Bryant Wiedemann enters the number 4 position with the 81 car. Kaylee Bryson now 5th quick, but up top still Jacob Denny with a 12.038.
And let's remember, Chad, at the beginning of the year, Jacob was very much in contention to be a champion this year before injured, and guess what? We'll get some information from him.
Yeah, we're going to send it down with Christy Bemis as she has Jacob Denny.
Yeah, so guys, you guys mentioned Jacob Denny still sits atop the Hot Laps chart for Dirt Track Hot Laps in the B-main cars. And Jacob, we talked a little bit about when the season came out, you brought a lot of heat when the season first started and been flying under the radar a little bit ever since, but it's not that you haven't been there. You've absolutely been there. What has been the build-up to this event been like?
It's just really a special event, so you take this one a little more seriously. I feel like everybody does, even if they don't realize it. And we've had a really good car all year long. I just feel like I haven't been able to put a really full, solid night together in a while. So Thursday, I felt like I finally put one back together, and I feel like myself again. So hopefully we can do good tonight.
Format's a little bit different, and we know that we're doing the couple mains that trickle into the main event. And so starting in the B main, what kinds of approaches do you have to take and think about ahead of time?
Just try to win it because try to set yourself up better for the feature because this place is tiny. It's really hard to pass because we're all pretty much even around this joint. So hopefully we can get that done and hopefully have a good feature tonight.
He's got the speed to do it, Chet.
He does indeed. He's plenty fast every time he's touched the racetrack, and not just here, but everywhere. As we get set to go with our next group for hot laps. And to be in this one, you have to have Mitchell in your name. So we have Ethan Mitchell behind the wheel of the 19M car out of Mooresville, North Carolina. Mitchell Moles out of Raisin City, California, the 19T. And then Mitchell Davis out of Auburn, Illinois, in the 56. So that's 3 of the cars out on the racetrack as we speak. Tanner Thorson out of Minden, Nevada, the number 88. Jade Evanissian out of Clovis, California, the number 71. And then we also have Mariah Eade, Fresno, California racer in the 71E. And Clinton Boyles out of Greenwood, Missouri in the number 11. It sounds like Drake caught up with someone else down the pit area.
I have indeed, and I found Trevor Klein back here in the pit area, currently 8th in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. And Trevor is going to start back in the 14th spot in one of the 2 Elliott's Custom Trailers and Karts semi-feature. And kind of a rare caveat of the BC39 format is, sure, we take the top 4 to the feature, but 5th through 14th go to the last chance qualifier. So with that being said, are you more so gunning just to make it to the last chance qualifier based off where you start, or are you still going for that top 4 spot?
I mean, obviously, everyone wants to get as far as they can. I'm hoping to, at least if we can, get up there and lock ourselves in and not have to worry about the last chance. But if we can at least get in a spot and make it there, that'll be okay.
And obviously, you've ran a couple midget races throughout the 2023 season, but obviously also nothing really compares to the Driven to Save Lives BC39. Can you even put this event for a young guy like yourself into perspective?
Yeah, not really. I'm kind of new to the midget stuff. We've ran micros for a couple years, so we're going to try and learn this and figure it out.
That's Trevor Klein. Chet, hot laps are back underway.
Hustling it on through here with this hot lap session. Trevor Klein, that conversation taking place back in the pit area. He won the Micro Summer Sizzle Mountain Creek Speedway this year leading into this event. We send him on through. Jacob Denny, a very stout time up front. We'll clip a couple of laps off here. Ethan Mitchell last night gave fits to Zach Dahm in the Stoops pursuit. He is the quickest now with a 12.028. 12.028 for Ethan Mitchell goes into the P1 spot in a 19M car with that Honda power underneath the hood, the Bundy-built Honda. Jacob Denny bumped down to second quick. Dason Persley, Carter Sarf, Brian Wiedemann still your top 5. Tanner Thorson goes 8th quick. He was the second fastest out of that group in the number 88 car. So we get set to bring out our next group.
Chet, I got a text, and we don't always mention texts that we get. One was directed to you as well from Dwayne and Sonia Alexander, who have been tremendous patrons of auto racing in Indiana and throughout the state. And they've just done so many things for people behind the scenes. They're tuned in. I just really want to give a special word to them because, you know, when it becomes time for me to reflect on the time I've had in auto racing, I'll think about so many great drivers I've interacted with and officials and people like that, but the Alexanders are going to be near the top of the list. I can't tell you how many times they've helped a driver selflessly behind the scene and no one knew it. And you know people just like that too, Chet, and they're the backbones of this sport.
They are indeed. We appreciate everything they do for us. We bring out our final group here onto the racetrack, and it's going to be Cameron Key out of Warrensburg, Missouri in a 21J car. Sutter, California racer Logan Seavey in a 57. Hayden Reinbold out of Gilbert, Arizona, the 19AZ. Jake Buback out of Arvada, Colorado in the 27B. Jerry Coons Jr., Tucson, Arizona racers in the the 85. The 7P out of Pocahontas, Illinois, Zach Dahm. And the 18N of Weston Gorham out of Colleyville, Texas. Rounding out the fields, we'll send it down with Drake.
Thanks, Chet. I've caught it with Bryant Wiedemann. He is currently 8th in Dirt Draft Hot Laps, and coincidentally, that's where he's going to start in the first of 2 Elliott's Custom Trailers and Karts semi-feature. And Bryant, I want to get your opinion on this. I just talked to Trevor Klein about this, but kind of the rare caveat of the BC39 is you have those top 4 spots out of the semi-feature, but also 5th through 14th go to the last chance qualifier. So with that being said, are you going to be satisfied with the run in the last chance qualifier, or are you gunning straight for those top 4 spots?
Yeah, you know, with a short B, 12 laps, so it's not a ton of time. I just kind of got to, you know, play it safe while also pushing the issue a little bit. So hopefully we can maybe get to 5th or 6th here, and that'll put us in a really good spot for the last chance qualifier. But yeah, just trying to save our stuff here. Starting 8th, it's going to be pretty hard to pass, but yeah, because of all these good cars. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. The CB Industries guys, they're tuning up my car to get me real good for tonight.
That's Brian Wheeler with some even more good insight about these two Elliott's Custom Tires and Kart Semi-Features coming up later tonight.
Yes, indeed. Good to see him out here with us. I thought we had one around. That's not the case. That was Logan Seamy, jack sideways in the Indy Fuel number 57 car. He's able to continue on his merry way, but he's got a lot of company now. Number to beat, 12.028, Ethan Mitchell, the 19M, in that P1 position here at Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Well, unfortunately for Cameron Key, a lot of smoke coming out of the 21J car. Had issues last night as he pulls down into the infield, and not a good sign for the Warrensburg, Missouri racer.
And what's so distressing is that he's shown some real speed.
Yeah,
that's going to be interesting.
And also teammates with Brady Bacon, who
Yes.
Christie has caught up with down the pit area.
Yeah, we've seen the 21 cars have some real electrical motor difficulties. Not exactly sure what it is, but I'm sure you guys have been going to work on that in the pit area. Have you figured out what has been plaguing your team yet?
Yeah, I just had my battery come loose and broke a wire, and he broke a fuel fitting last night. Unfortunately, that looked maybe more substantial of a problem. But I got mine. We got them all fixed up for today, and just have to pass a bunch of cars.
Yeah, Brady Bacon did have some speed there in Dirt Draft Hot Laps as he'll try to make something happen here in this preliminary events before we get to that A-main, Chet.
So getting set to go as we continue on through the program here this evening. So that will be our Dirt Draft Hot Lap session into the books. And I believe we are going to be descending from the skies high atop the NOS Energy Drink Tower of Power. We're going to fire it up and descend back to planet Earth. Hang on a second. Let me flip the switch.
And Kirk Spreadgen and I are right now.
Here we go.
Racing for impact.
Here we go. We don't have brakes on this thing. Whenever we hit the bottom, it about knocks our fillings loose. But aside from that, everything's good. You don't have any fillings?
You're not old enough. I've got plenty.
All right, touching down in 3, 2, 1. Oh, there it is. Hey, hello. Wow.
Well, I thought it was your best performance of the week.
It was there for a minute. Race fans, thanks so much for coming out and joining us here tonight. You have an opportunity to slide down and visit with the Driven to Save Lives booth. Get yourself signed up to be an organ donor if you haven't already done so. If you are an organ donor, visit with them to get on the national registry and learn about the ambassador program as we get set to go on this third and final night of the Driven to Save Lives BC39 opening ceremonies are going to be coming up next. Hey, race fans, do you know why it's called the BC39? The race is named in honor of Brian Clausen, a Hoosier race car driver and USAC champion. Brian, also known as BC, won his first USAC National Midget Championship in his family-owned car, the number 39. In 2016, Brian died in a racing accident and saved 5 lives as an organ donor. Since then, more than 8,000 race fans have signed up to be organ donors with Driven to Save Lives to be just like Brian. And in 2018, the BC39 dirt track race at IMS was born. Brian's mother, Diana, father, Tim, and sister, Taylor, and all their friends and family are here tonight. Not just to honor Brian, but all organ donors. You can save lives too. Sign up now to be an organ donor at the Driven to Save Lives tent behind the grandstands.
Race fans, bidding is now open for the AMSOIL 2-seater ride with Levi Jones. I saw Levi walking around. He's getting ready to go. So once again, if you're on the premises here at the dirt track at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, bidding is now open for the AMSOIL 2-seater. At the merchandise trailer, excuse me. Bidding at the USAC merchandise trailer.
AMSOIL runs on freedom and has since 1972. We changed the industry by formulating the first API-qualified 100% synthetic motor oil. The rest of the market has been trying to follow our lead ever since. But a head start is a head start. We punish our products firsthand in our world-class laboratories and beyond. Because some things can't be learned from a test tube. Run with us.
It's hard to contain your excitement when you get something you've really wanted. Like the gold standard in automotive protection, WeatherTech floor liners. With deep sculpted channels and laser measured for total protection in the front, back, and even up the sides.
Dad, you're going viral.
What? WeatherTech me.
So don't be shy, enjoy. Order your premium American-made products at WeatherTech.com.
Did we help someone today, Daddy?
Yeah, kiddo. We did.
Race fans, use code RACE for 10% off of a full roof replacement from our executive collection.
Welcome to our world. A world of dirt, drift, and dodging fate. A world where all of motorsport collides. A world of digging deep, of grit, glory, and bitter defeat. Inhabited by the strong, the fearless, the barely sane. Welcome to our world. Welcome to the world of NOS.